Good morning, YouTubers. T-Square with T-Square Talks. Hope everybody's having a great day. It is Tuesday morning at the time of airing this video. I'm actually filming it the night before, though, as usual. And, you know, silver and gold is kind of slow moving now. It's slowed down. It's a little bit of a back and forth. We're seeing some volatility. Up $1, down $1, up $1, down $1. A lot of back and forth. Now, my personal opinion is hopefully you're taking a few minutes to try to catch some of these dips, especially if you don't have a lot of silver yet in your collection, or maybe if you were on the sidelines for a while and now you're just starting to see what's really going on. However, I worry a little bit about a lot of people falling into other traps, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. And it's not guaranteed to be a trap, but in my opinion, I think it could be. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today. If you guys enjoy the video, please take a quick minute, hit that thumbs up button, leave me a comment, let me know your thoughts. As usual, I'd love to hear them, and hit that subscribe if you're not subscribed. So first thing that we've got to bring up is, you know, yeah, silver and gold, it's looking phenomenal. We've seen an amazing week last week. We saw it go up $3 last week. We saw $1 on Wednesday, $2 on Friday. And we're pretty well hovering right around that 22.50 range, 22 right around. Not able to spring into the 23 yet. But remember how quick stuff happens. You know, with silver and gold, literally it can push through in an instant and all of a sudden blow right through it and into 24. Kind of like what we saw, 34, my bad. People are like, what? No, into 34, kind of like what we saw last week. We saw it kind of skip right over 30 to where if you had done a video on $30 silver, it was like fake news because it had already passed by. And I mean, it blew right through it. We're at $29.50 and then all of a sudden we're at $31.50. There was no real 30s at all. But what kind of traps do I mean? When I started talking earlier about traps, you know, there's a lot of people out there that have kind of been on the sidelines and now they feel like they've missed the opportunity. Silver has already gone up and they feel like, oh, I wish I had gotten in, but I didn't. I can't buy in at these high levels, or I'm going to be stuck with a high, essentially dollar cost average because I didn't buy any cheap and now I'm going to buy it high. I mean, my personal thoughts on this is not financial advice, but it is my thoughts. I'm really big on silver, and I've been really big on silver. And even at $31, $32, I'm still going to be really big on silver. However, I do look for opportunities. Now, I know time and time again, people will tell me, you know, don't feel like, what's the word? How should I put this? Don't worry about essentially the premiums. Don't worry about the spot price, because down the road, the difference that you pay today, $35, is not going to matter. We could blow through $35 literally this week or by the end of the month. Now, is it a guarantee? No, it's not a guarantee. But I've gotten packages that by the time the package came to me, you know, I saw the price come down, I complained, but by the time the package came to me, it had already gone up way past what I had paid, just the spot price. And here's what a lot of people don't understand. You get back some of them premiums, despite what people tell you about how the premiums are lost, you know, essentially lost profits. That's not always the case. It depends how you sell it. I've talked time and time again about trying to build a group of people that you trust, that you can work with. Maybe they're relatives, maybe they're family, maybe they're close friends. And being able to order larger in bulk packages is going to get you a better deal. So it's going to give you the opportunity to save a little bit of money. But traps, what do I mean by traps? Now, here's the thing. When you hear people start talking like this, what you're not seeing is what's really going on with crypto, stocks, banks, and essentially specifically Bitcoin, I'll be honest. And this is not a slam at Bitcoin. You guys know I have crypto. Although I did just liquidate the majority of my crypto account. In fact, I transferred all of my crypto assets out into cash, and I had all the money transferred to my bank except for $5,000. I left $5,000 in my crypto account, even though it's in the form of cash, earning 5.5% or 5.25% until it's spent on crypto, and then you stop earning that. Why did I do that? Why did I transfer all my money out? Let's talk that first. Because I do believe that things are getting to the point where, yes, we are in, I don't want to say a blow-off top, because I don't think we're nowhere near the top, but I do think there's a lot of inflation coming down the line, and it's going to drive a lot of prices higher. Now, some people might say, well, why would you get out of crypto or stock or whatever if you think it's going to go higher? Because I'm not convinced that essentially people are going to have time to get out. I think what you're going to see is it continue to go up, a lot of excitement, and then one day out of the blue, you're just going to see it just tumble. And it's going to tumble fast, and it's going to tumble hard. And a lot of people will not get out in time. A lot of people will be in awe. They'll be saying, man, it's going to pull back up. I can't sell now, because if I sell, then you've really lost your money. And that's a big thing, especially how we've been trained to essentially see these big drops. I don't know if you guys remember when crypto dropped. It only fell for like 2 days, a 2-day weekend, and we saw it drop like from 73,000 all-time high all the way down to like 59. And a lot of people were devastated. Some freaked out and got out. My opinion, I'll be honest, I'm guilty of this. I cannot sell at a loss. It doesn't matter if it's real estate. It doesn't matter if it's coins, cryptos, whatever the case may be. You know, and that's one of the good things, though, essentially about silver, is that over time, you're going to see it continue to go up. There's a lot of naysayers out there that are going to tell you, oh, that's not true. I bought silver in 2011 and I'm still upside down on it. Okay. If that's the case, then hopefully you took advantage of the down and dollar cost average. And if that's the case, if you did truly dollar cost average, you're not down. There's no way that you are down. And I challenge you to explain that out in a good explanation, because I know if you dollar cost averaged and you did the same thing as it was falling, that you should be more than up now, because technically we're only $20 away from the, not even $18 away from the all-time high, whereas we're technically, what, $17 from the all-time low since then. Some people might say no, technically it went down to $11, but you couldn't buy it at 11. So let's go with the numbers that you could really buy it at, because I helped someone buy 2 monster boxes at $15.50 an ounce, and he really wanted the Eagles, and I said, you know what, I would go with the generic, because you can't go wrong. You can't really go wrong with physical silver cheap. So he ended up doing 1 box of Eagles, 1 box of generic, and he bought that year. And then 2 years or 1 year later, he bought again at $17.50 another box of Eagles and another box of generics. Now, both of which he has done phenomenal on. You know, so he is extremely happy with that position, sitting on 2,000 ounces at really about a $16 dollar cost average, which means he's double what he paid. Now, you know, but with Bitcoin now, though, one of the bad things I think too is you can freak out. If it does fall, it's easy to freak out. And this doesn't just go for Bitcoin, it goes for anything, any crypto. It's easy to freak out and run and click a button on your phone and sell it. And really, that's one of the things I do like about it, because I feel like I'm like playing a slot machine. Literally, I can buy it and just watch it, and it can be up 3-4% later in the afternoon. And if you've got a lot of money, I know some people out there are going to be like, you ain't going to get rich off it. And you're right, you're not. But if you put a lot of money in and you're sitting there just watching it, it's stressful. You do lose a lot of sleep, and you do have big swings. But I've seen people have swings of an ounce of gold, and that's pretty interesting when that happens. So, but you can't do that with silver. With silver, you buy it and you're holding it. Is it easy to get rid of? Absolutely. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's hard to get rid of it, but you can't get rid of it in like a minute. You have to like drive it to a refinery. You've got to drive it to a friend. Maybe you're going to sell it at a pawn shop, which I wouldn't do, but people do it. And where I'm going with this is there's a lot of them traps where people are convinced that, you know, oh, Bitcoin's back at its all-time high almost. It will, in my mind, no doubtably hit its all-time high and draw in a lot more money. And it's funny, in a way, to me, that people want to put in when something's at an all-time high. And that's really exactly when I don't want it. But here's the thing, with silver, we're nowhere near the all-time high, which is kind of funny. We're all excited about $32 silver, but we're not even near the all-time high. The all-time high, 49. And I know, adjusted for inflation, we're definitely nowhere near, because adjusted for inflation, it's a whole lot higher because they've increased the money supply. But I'm going by the price that we actually seen on the ticker. And it's not just that, it's stocks. I had someone tell me today that, you know, hey, my stocks are up. I'm up like 25% on stocks. I'm having a hard time deciding where I want to put cash now. Do I divert my extra cash into into gold and silver, or do I divert my extra cash into my stocks and 401k? You know, I look at 401ks and stocks. Well, first of all, 401ks as a trap. And the reason I think they're a trap is, think about a Ponzi scheme for a minute. You can't get out when you want to. Most 401ks, you are actually locked in until you hit a certain age, whatever that age is, depending on your 401k or how you want to take out of it, if you don't want to be penalized. And they put that big penalty there as a kind of an excuse to keep it in. It makes you think twice before you take it out. And see, with gold and silver, I mean, I've said this before, if I need a little extra money, I'm going to sell some of my gold or silver. And I'm going to sell it to people that are in my circle, and these are the same people that are going to sell it back to me if they need a little bit of money. Because that's really what it is. Gold and silver is money. It has been money from the beginning of time, and if you use it properly as money, it's not just a collectible. It's not just something that you have to hold and sacrifice. If I need to go buy something that I really need, knowing the difference between a need and a want is very important. But it's okay, in my opinion, to let a few ounces go and go and take care of what you need to take care of. Once the money comes back in, either you rebuy it from that person or you rebuy it back on the open market. And when you buy it back on the open market, what did you do? You got yours back, and you strengthened your community, your group of people that are also stacking precious metals. You know, that's kind of what the banks do. The banks are strengthening themselves every time they buy gold and silver. You know, and you have the opportunity to strengthen you. I end up trading stuff sometimes with my son for gold and silver because I know if he's got it, he's in a stronger position. You want your friends, your allies to be stronger around you because they're going to be able to help you out down the road. If you need help and you need to trade or you need to dump some real quick for a quick cash, some cases I've actually borrowed money from friends and used silver and gold as collateral until I basically gave them the money back. So with that being said, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you hit the thumbs up button, and I hope you guys are excited about what's going on because there's a lot of excitement. And with that being said, thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and I will see you guys again tomorrow on T-Square Talk. Take care, everybody. Keep stacking, my friends.